So heading out to Thursday Island, again, something I hadn't done. I've always been about getting to the side and not going any further. So being able to get out to somewhere that was that little bit further and sort of broaden the horizons, I guess you'd say, was great.
We have got the team from Pedals Ferries with us today. They're going to give us a good look around, so I think it's time we went and caught up with them. I've actually been to Cape York quite a few times, but I've never been to Thursday Island. I don't know why, it just hasn't worked out. And then to have Christine with us, who is such a passionate local, you know, she's born and bred. She even speaks some of the local lingo. So, you know, to spend some time with her, learn a little bit about the place and its history, well worth the trip.
It sort of showed a different side to Cape York for me.
Bit of Australian history, really, that Green Hill area. And it's bizarre when you hear the story, you know, this was all set up in case the Russians came in the 1800s. So we set up these emplacements, these gun emplacements and defences there to protect Australia, because it's actually the main shipping channel and an international shipping channel.
Green Hills Fort also houses an underground museum with relics from the pearl diving era, as well as artefacts from the traditional people of the island. If you're ever up here, I'd highly recommend a walk around these bunkers. It gives you a really good insight into the history of this island.
But the history also was something that I didn't realise that Thursday Island really had all of that, and it sort of made me step back and really think how much more there is to be able to go and explore.
So from Thursday Island, we jumped on the ferry to Horn Island. Nice little drive. It's always good on the water, you know, it's always relaxing. But when we got to Horn Island and Vanessa picked us up, our host and our guide for the rest of the day, she was just full of life, you know, and it clearly had passion running out of her ears for that area and its history, and we knew we were in for a hell of a show. There's a really good blend of both modern history, like from the World War II period on, and also the traditional history of the Torres Strait Islanders that inhabited the area prior to white people coming and settling there. And when you see the two together, you can imagine what life would have been like when it started to blend. You know, these people had a rich history and traditions, and then all of a sudden they've got this other culture that comes in and moves in with them. And it's one of those places where they really seem to have worked together and grown a culture that they can both work and live together in happiness. You know, there's a lot of respect from both sides there.
I'm here in Horn Island with Vanessa from Torres Strait Heritage, and we're doing a pretty cool little tour, but there's so much heritage here. Tell me a little bit about what we're doing.
Well, today the tour we're doing involves looking at a lot of the World War II sites on the island. The one we're standing in the middle of at the moment is out at King Point, so it was the 34th Battery. So Horn Island is like a time capsule for this era. You walk around, you'll find things everywhere. And my husband and I are trying to see them all conserved. So examples of them conserved. This is an example. It's the most conserved World War II site in the region now. It just has a huge World War II history.
Yeah, definitely. And tell me a little bit about this little puppy behind us here.
This little puppy is a 10-ton puppy. She's got a range of 30,000 feet. She's a 3.7-inch anti-aircraft gun. So there were 4 of them out here at King Point, and then there were also 4 on the hill near the wharf. These boys all came from Victoria. Average age was 19, 20. Spent 2 years here manning these guns. Firstly, they had to dig the pits, pick and shovel, concreting way back on the beach. Then they had to move these in here with a rope and pulley. We had all the gear in the world to move them, and it took us hours.
Look, World War II history, I guess when I was in school, I probably didn't listen as much as I should have. I found out sort of later on, when I got a little bit older, that my granddad had actually served in World War II. You know, he's a little secretive about some of the things that he does talk about, but you know, being able to relate a family member to that particular era is pretty special, and it really brings it home for you.